Last week, the focus of the Watergate story shifted from the Congress to the Supreme Court. Its role in the matter of Watergate and the possible impeachment of the president is the subject of tonight's Point Counterpoint.
Well, Nick, I wish the president voluntarily would turn over every tape, every record, every document that Congress and the courts have asked of him. By refusing and resisting, he leaves the inescapable inference that he has something to hide. Assuming he is innocent of any impeachable wrongdoing, as he's protested so many times, I think he now owes it to the people to establish that innocence. But having said that I wish he'd give over these things voluntarily, I have to add this. Nick, I don't believe any court has the power to compel any president to produce his papers or to appear in person as a witness. And it's a question of power. If the power exists, it can be exercised and it also can be abused. If it exists as to one judge in one case, it exists as to 1,000 judges in 1,000 cases. And we can't have that. Now, Nick, no president is above the law. But the law as to recalcitrant presidents is the law of impeachment. My guess is that Mr. Nixon will obey any order the Supreme Court gives him. But if I'm wrong, if he doesn't obey, I'll make this further prediction. The House will impeach him and the Senate will remove him within 30 days.
Jack, never before has a subpoena quite like this one been issued against a president. No judge issues it lightly, but if he did, the higher courts would quash it. Therefore, your argument fails. But this subpoena doesn't concern the president's conduct of his office. It concerns crime. This is a criminal case in which Mr. Nixon is, at least figuratively, the chief defendant. Surely you're not saying a president can shoot his wife and not answer for it in a court of law? Moreover, the president has destroyed his own claim of executive privilege. He did that when he turned over portions of 20 tapes. He can't claim the rest of these incriminating conversations are suddenly privileged. A defendant, be he a president or a mugger, cannot be allowed to select what evidence may or may not be used against him. The law, the Constitution, and justice itself forbid it.